Have you ever wondered what the biggest things that make people make retirement decisions are? I'm going to share with you the top 6 that our team notices when they're talking to prospects of a pre-retiree age and they're looking for information. And these are conversations we've had across the United States with people age anywhere from 58 to 75. They're of that perfect retirement age, or maybe they're already retired. Some things change when they're already retired, but think about these as the premier prospects for most financial advisory firms. So if you're a financial advisor and you want to know more about lead generation, or maybe why your lead generation is not working as effectively as you want it to, these are some things in this video is going to cover the problems that we've seen get people to make a decision, or the things that they're trying to avoid, or maybe the things they're trying to aspire to. So starting with the number one thing that makes people make a decision when it comes to aspiring. So kind of their goals. What are they trying to achieve? It is number one, it's having enough. It's not a tangible number. It's not like 70 million. It's not 10 million. It's having enough when you retire. The number one avoidance that that most pre-retirees are trying to stay away from, and that you as a lead generator or as a financial advisor are trying to tailor towards, the number one thing is never running out, having enough. That is the most common. As someone gets higher up in net worth, that changes. But this is the most common for most people. And good question, financial advisor. Drop the comment below. What is the most average amount of retirement assets that you face in your market? If it's upwards of $1.5 million, then number one is not going to be running out of money. Number one is going to be tax efficiency or strategy for the money that I have invested. That kind of goes into avoidance and aspiration, but for this, I'm going to say avoidance. Work with me. So those are the two, or really the one biggest thing depending on someone's level of assets. So there are some other factors that come into play depending on location, whether they need a trust or any other thing like that. But those are the biggest factors that we see. Getting into aspiration a little bit more. So what are some other things that you might be able to generate leads with, especially if someone's interested? It's opportunities in the market. And these things are always happening all the time. It's AI. It's data centers. It's oil and gas. It's, we had a war in Ukraine. Maybe we need to invest in wheat. It's all those things that make someone, or that someone hears about if they're looking on Facebook, if they're talking to their friend, they're talking to their uncle who invests in the market with their buddies. Hey, guess what? Made a ton of money. How much is a ton? They never answer that question, but they made a ton of money in a certain thing, and it was wheat after the invasion of Ukraine. So the last thing that I would say we've noticed as the avoidance category would be maintaining my lifestyle when I retire. Most people, when you're talking to them, don't really think about maintaining their lifestyle as an avoidance category. So I'm going to put it for the purpose of this in aspiration, because maintenance of their lifestyle is something that they want to achieve, that maintenance instead of avoiding, like not maintaining it. But that being said, it's the lowest on the category of aspiration. That's the least likely thing. Depends on if you're in Southern Florida and someone has a boat, or if you're in a nice warm climate, someone has a boat and they don't want to get rid of that boat. That might be a bit more pressing to those people, but I would say for the most part, it's kind of low on the totem pole. Market crash before I retire, that's where I would categorize that. Third, with fear. People really understand the concept of annuities. So most of the time, they're pretty well positioned with their portfolio, and they don't really have the idea. We haven't had huge market corrections recently that have impacted at least the conversations that our team has had. And so stuff we've been doing over the past 4 years, it's not completely irrelevant, but we've spoken to upwards of tens of thousands of people every single month. And these are really what we see as the current drivers of conversations and the current drivers of leads. It's not that these won't change. these, in fact, will change. But what I want to empower you as of March 2026, take one, maybe two of these factors and include it into your lead generation strategy, whether it's Facebook ads, whether it's just running a local advertising campaign to an event, or maybe if you're doing cold calling. Incorporate kind of the essence of, hey, do you feel like you're making enough money now? And do you feel like you're going to maintain that level of income in retirement? Alternatively, do you feel like your money is going to last until you're 85, 95 years old? You seem pretty healthy, Mr. Prospect. I'm assuming you're going to live for a long time. Those are things that make they get someone out of the usual modus operandi and get them thinking about the primary concerns that they talk about with their spouse or what they think about at night. And those are the things that you want to really drive a conversation towards if you're trying to generate leads. It tends to be a lot different as you get into the appointment setting process, but these are the things that we've noticed as appointment generation drivers. So think of these things when you're doing lead generation. Let me know what your thoughts are. Alternatively, drop a comment if you've got upwards of $1 million, $1.5 million in the area nearby, because that is where tax efficient strategies come into a picture. Have a great rest of your day. Looking forward to hearing what your thoughts are and what the asset levels are nearby. Take care.